Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the competitive speed series. We are here tonight to look forward to some Xbox action. Yes, that is right. The competitive speed series is welcoming an Xbox change to the tournament. Last season, obviously, you're all used to the usual PC F1, PSF1, and PSF2. PSF2 has been sacked off and replaced by Xbox F1. It was originally known as Zach's Racing Series, but very much thank you to Ace. It has been transferred over to the competitive speed series now on a Monday night. As you can see, we are here for the qualifiers. It's going to be an exciting one, and I really do hope you're all ready for the ride. We have ourselves two lobbies tonight. Lobby 1 starting round about right now. You can see the clock ticking down. In Lobby 1, I can tell you, on the Mercedes car, you've got yourself FRC, McLaren is TF10, Aston Martin TTM, Red Bull is ATX, Williams is FRT, and the Alpha Tauri is XPG. So, honestly, a very open lobby. A couple of teams you would be expecting to qualify, like your TTMs, your TF10s, your FRCs, possibly throwing your ATXs and your FRTs as well, but you just never know with some of these teams. The lineups are in front of you as well. In the Mercedes, we have ourselves PR Furious, also known as FRC Furious, and FRC Alex Hag. Came under a bit of fire on Twitter the last few days from a certain TTM test, but we won't go into too much detail about that. That's been resolved, and Alex, we're looking forward to try and qualify FRC tonight. For Team TF10, you have yourself in the McLaren, that is TF10 Tree and TF10 Today. Two of their arguably strongest drivers looking to confront themselves qualifiers and get themselves a nice little car selection pick quite high up. In the Aston Martin, it is Top Tier Motorsport, TTM Stonks, TTM Alessin is doing the qualifiers for them tonight. ATX in the Red Bull, the Artifacts Sim Racing team. For them is ATX James and Jordan Arnold. One FRT Future Racing team has Dan Jones and FRT Typical qualifying them tonight. And for Xbox Pro Gamers XPG, it is just the one car in Diamond Minor. I'm not sure what's happened to the other XPG driver. That is out of my power. I hope he can join in at some point, because other than that, you would almost be confirming XPG being already out of qualifying, because you'd be giving yourself a default time, which really isn't a good time at all. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome along. I hope this is going to be as enjoyable as for me as it is for you. I can see a couple of people in the chat. Evening Bobbers, evening Zach Ross, give us some predictions. I'm going to make a prediction. MVR have obviously auto-qualified. They won last season pretty nicely indeed. Now, Lobby 1 and Lobby 2 both are they are one pretty stacked, so I'm not too sure yet, but if I really had to pick teams to qualify, let's see, I'm going to go with FRC, TTM, TF10, FRT, ATX, BRT, Shizou, FGE, and AMS. I think I'll back AMS there as well. I think that's a pretty reasonable prediction. Nothing too wayward about that one. I believe the first car though leading the way so far is FRT Dan Jones for the Future Racing team. They appeared last season in the Future Racing Series. They finished in third place ahead of Team Shizou, so they'll be hoping to try and do one up this time and try to see if they can take second place. But Dan Jones though is just going to be getting himself started off on his first flying lap here in the competitive speed series. Will fly on down through Ravazza there at turn I believe that's turn number 17, but we'll carry on anyway. We follow on Dan Jones now. Through he comes, down across the start line, finish line, and down the straight he comes. A very small straight, not when you look towards, looking forward to this number one corner, number 2, number 3 going through. That was a Tamburello chicane, and turn number 4 as well. Dan Jones hooked up pretty nicely. Some like to eat that curve a little bit more on the left hand side, but he doesn't do it. Through turn 6 and 7 at the Villeneuve chicane, now up towards Tulsa up the hill at turn 8. As he rounds out this long left hander, keeping it close, a really high traction zone, just getting that grip down early and get up, looking back up towards the hill at Piratella, another corner where it's really easy to invalidate if you went a little bit wide. Dan Jones takes the curb and takes that corner, lovely indeed in that Williams car, down towards the arguably the hardest corner on the track. Akam in a rally, you're downhill, you're back uphill, you're getting on the traction. It's all about hooking that up, and Dan Jones does it perfectly once again. Very anti-alta, the next corner to attack, eating that curb on the right hand side and the left hand side. A little bit of a slidey exit exit, but he keeps it going straight once more in that Williams car. Future Racing Team, of course, as I said, finished 3rd place last season, look to go one up for 2nd place, but they want to qualify first, and I tell you what, it's going to be a decent little banker from Dan Jones. The sector times looking quite good at this 4.9 kilometre, aka 3 mile track. Dan Jones though, across the line now, it's a 13.6 early on by FRT Dan Jones. Can TTM Stonks answer back? A 13.7 by TTM Stonks. Can a lesson answer back? Yes he can, 13.5. The times are ticking down, folks. ATX James just crossing the line shortly as well, that's FRT typical, into 5th place. TF10 Tree into 3rd, James crossing the line, only a 14.0 by the ATX driver. FRC Alex Hag next across the line into a 14.1 for him as well, and FRC Furious crossing the line shortly, a 13.6 banker by FRC Furious. It's going to be Jordan Arnold next to cross the line for Artifacts Sim Racing. He's across the line, 4th place for the Australian. That's a fantastic lap there by him, and Diamond Miner just getting himself started on a lap, but TF10 Tour seems to have made a mistake on his. So Diamond Miner, the only XPG driver, really hindered his chances of qualifying so far for Xbox Pro Gamers. Nice start to qualifying, I have got to say. A lesson. Great lap, 13.539, exactly a 10th clear of Dan Jones behind. Really close between Dan and Tree. TF10 and FRT already battling it early, along with ATX and Furious. So 4 drivers in the 0.6s, Stonks in the 0.7s, and after that, pretty slow times to be honest with you. Typical 0.9s, James and Alex into the 0.0, so not looking too good. A 24.0 first sector isn't too great by Diamond Miner. As I want to say it again, he's on his own today. Seen what he can do, just representing XPG as much as he possibly can, because he's missing a teammate, which will pretty much hinder his chance of qualifying completely. But then towards when a rally comes in, looking to hook this one up nicely, keeping it 4th gear. Some take it 3rd for a little bit more. Oh, bit of a slide there on exit, but some like to go 3rd, try and get a better exit. 4th is more of a safer option, trying to get better. Oh, slidey, oh, into the wall. Goes Diamond Miner 036, sliding all the way through that corner. Far too much carbon entry, and that'll be a slow trip back to the pits for, I believe, someone that has no front wing as he comes over the hill. He has got some wing damage indeed. Diamond Miner not having a nice time early on, but TTM a lesson though, he'll be happy. 1st place so far. Yeah, it's not looking too good for XPG, I must say. Oakley, how's the geezer going to pull the team through by himself and hitting the wall? Yeah, I agree, Oakley. I'm not sure what is going on there, but Boberts, yeah, the damage is off. I know damage is off, Boberts. I'm just trying to make it a bit more realistic in terms of what the damage would have been if it was any damage at all. But everyone back in the pits, except one man who's back out already, Dan Jones, wasting absolutely no time in getting back out on a fresh set of soft tyres. I'm going to suggest each driver has picked 4 sets of soft tyres with a softer compound selection. Give themselves 4 sets of soft to get 4 fast laps in. So if you mess that one up, don't worry, you've got another 3 sets to go. Yeah, but Dan is currently sat in 2nd place, a 10th back on TTM a lesson. It was a decent lap by Dan. I thought his first sector was slacking after what I thought was a pretty poor Tulsa, but he did hook it up nicely, and well, in the end, he did end up going into P2. I'm not too sure what to pull. Time prediction, Ross Tez. Honestly, I can see somewhere in the 13.3s, 13.2s. I believe somewhere in those lines would be a good marker. I know Mr. FRC Mark Sousa has actually got the time trial world record on Xbox. It's a 13.0, so I think a 0.2, 0.3 is decent enough. There's going to be one that's going to be there. Yeah, 3 teams won't be qualifying, unfortunately, Cobb, so we're going to have to just play it out and just see what happens. But yeah, I think we all know some of the teams that should be going through, like your Shizus, your TTMs, your FRTs, and your TF10s should all be seeing themselves through it pretty nicely. But the track is getting busy. That's Sector 1 and 2. Heating up a bit more, Dan Jones, though, he's going to be in Sector 3. 2 more corners to set himself up. Turns at number 17 and 18 coming up for the Williams driver. We've seen him last time do a pretty solid lap. It's going to see a 13.6. Can we see any more of an improvement this time? He's going to swing it all the way out to the left-hand side and then swing it back to the right. He clings to the wall, actually, by accident, I'm going to presume, starting off that lap. But Dan Jones will carry on down towards turn number 1, the Tamburello chicane. Not a chicane that's really nice on you, not nice on the tyres. First left, first right, hooked up nicely, no sliding, good grip out of turns 1, 2, 3 and 4. Turn 5 coming up then for Dan Jones. The Villeneuve chicane, 5 and 6. Keeps it nice, easy place to invalidate there on the left-hand side of turn 6. Turn 7 then at Tosa, up the hill, the left-hander. Again, just keeping it so close to those apexes. You don't want to touch them though, because the curbs here really aren't very nice on those red soft compound tyres. Left-hander coming up lower sector 2. Oh, a lot of curb there on entry. That will not be nice on the entry of the corner, on the exit as well. Would have hindered him massively, but he hooks up Acom in a rally really nicely there at turn 12 and 13. 14 and 15 coming up at the Tamburello chicane. Once again, he's half a tenth up currently on a 6.39. If he can hook it together, it's not ahead of a lesson, but he might have some time in this last sector. Turns number 16 down here, a small right-hander. 17 and 18 next with the left-hander. Hooks the first one up nicely, rides out the curb, hooks the left one up nicely once again. DRS in a short amount of time for Dan Jones. He's going to cross the line now. Will there be an improvement on a 0.6? It is a 0.4 by FRT. Dan Jones, fantastic lap there by Dan. FRT Typical will be one of the next cars to cross the line. His teammates 2.5 tenths up on that 13.9. We know what Typical can do. So he's got pole position in WR Tier 3. He's currently in championship hunt against FRT Harvey. Can Typical put it any higher than 7th though? It's a 0.7, but it's not any higher than 7th place. It's a pit for TTM, a lesson. He did mess up on that last lap attempt, so did TTM Stonks. Alex Hag is just finishing off his lap at the chicane. He's currently down on his time, but furious across the line, and he's in a 13.529 in that other Mercedes car. Good stuff so far from FRC. Their average will be, I would suggest, pretty fast once Alex can hook a lap together. 13.5 by Furious. If Alex can gain some time, it could be somewhere in at least the 0.7s. Across the line comes Alex, only a 0.0, a tenth improvement, but still nowhere near enough for Alex to be ahead of anyone. But then again, you look at that, and that is also TF10 today into 4th place with his 13.554. Fantastic there from the McLarens. Their average looking to be somewhere in the high 0.5s, the very low 0.6s as well. So what is up next for some of these drivers? All I know is that Jordan Arnold is on an outlap. He's going to be one of the drivers to try and set himself up. I feel it's I think it's really early in the morning for him, actually, Jordan Arnold. I know he's from around Australia and New Zealand, one of those places. I'm not 100% sure where he is. But yeah, Diamond Miner is retired, and XPG are officially out of CSS qualifiers. So there's only 2 more teams to be eliminated. First will be XPG, of course. They've just retired their one driver, and therefore they will be completely out of CSS qualifying. With Jordan Arnold, though, we're looking to qualify ATX, because James currently down with a 14.090. Definitely not enough to secure them anything better. But Jordan Arnold, though, 13.6 for him so far. Can he confirm himself any higher than a 6th place? If he can put somewhere in the 0.5s, maybe if James can pull a 0.8, 0.7 out, it could be somewhere good for Artifact Sim Racing. They know themselves, if they can get into this competition, they'll be one of the more competitive teams around this season. Half a tenth up, though, in that first sector by Jordan Arnold. That'll put him ahead of TF10 Tree, who did mess up his second lap attempt in that McLaren car. Left-handed next for Jordan Arnold, really close to invalidating on that left-handed curb, but he keeps on going. 4th gear once again, wide of the apex. It's almost an invalidation. He just keeps it on track with the 4 wheels just past that white lane. He's still half a tenth up, a 49.0 middle sector. That's not too bad, but still not good enough to really confirm ATX as qualified. He'll come over the hill now towards turns 16, 17 and 18. First one coming up now through Ravazza number 1, Ravazza number 2 at the left-hander, clicks the curb on the inside, carries it out, carries enough speed through the corner. DRS opens in that Red Bull car. He crosses the line now. Jordan Arnold, slight improvement, and just ahead of TF10 Tree. Yeah, this is not the greatest of times to be an ATX fan. It is close. Really, really close. Diamond Miner officially leaves the session. Dan Jones, are we through as FRT? Jacob, well, currently, Jacob, I believe your average should be somewhere in the 0.5s, maybe the 0.6s. I'm not too sure. You really want Typical. If Typical can put somewhere in the 0.5s, I believe it will be a good enough time to qualify. Somewhere in the 0.4, 0.5 should be a guaranteed qualification. So, yeah, TF10 looking pretty strong so far. ATX on the hand, as we said, Jordan Arnold, good lap so far, but no one else really improving for them just yet. A lesson, though. Just finished off Sector 1 there in that Aston Martin car. He just comes on through the rest of sector 2 now towards Akamanarale, going up the hill at the right hand side. A lesson carrying enough speed. It looks like a fantastic lap by the man that was taking a strong start to qualify. Only half a tenth up, but it is a purple middle sector by the Dutchman. He carries enough speed through that chicane. Of course he does. It's a good Variante Alta chicane towards the back end of the lap now. Turns 16, 17 and 18 at Ravazza. We've seen Dan Jones not really gain much time through here. It's not a really place where you gain a lot of time. If you hook it up nicely, especially that last corner, you can gain a little bit of time here, because unless we'll have DRS, he's going to cross the line now. It's just at the second place behind Dan Jones with a 13.473. Good stuff by TTM. A lesson. TTM Stonks on the hand though. Can he improve his 0.7 and almost confirm TTM's qualification? Stonks across the line. Oh my goodness me. TTM Stonks. Have a bit of that, folks. 13.292 by another Dutchman for top tier motorsport. I believe to say they will be qualified for CSS Season 3 of Xbox F1. What a lap from TTM Stonks. Fantastic stuff by the Dutchman. That should confirm them through a 0.2 and a 0.4. That should be somewhere in the 0.3s, and a definite qualification for top tier motorsport. Now, let's carry on then with the rest of this session. TF1020 just actually invalidated his current attempt. PR Furious just going through that sector 1 now for FRC. They're currently not qualified now, as FRC Alex is in a 14.0 and Furious, well, he's looking flying so far with a 14.5. So he goes through purple sector 1 for FRC Furious. He is about 3/4 of a tenth up, so that'll put him somewhere in the 0.3s. We've already seen Stonks do a 13.292. PR Furious, if he can put a lap together, he can also, really close to the track limits there, I've got to say. He can almost confirm himself through for FRC. Then again though, Alex in the 14.0 will be hindering Furious, you have to say. He's lost a lot of time there though. He's lost about half a tenth in that middle sector for PR Furious. A good Variante Alta chicane and a possible good Ravazza through turn 16, 17 and 18 left for the Mercedes. This could be dodgy for FRC through the first left-handed corner. Hooks it up nicely just on the white line, keeping it right on the limits, right so close to validating, but he does actually dive into the pit lane. Really, really unfortunate circumstances for Furious. Doesn't improve. For 2 minutes 30 left. Pressure's on for some of the drivers, but James, good lap there by the ATX of ATX James, one of their good managers and drivers. A 0.6 average now guaranteed for Artifacts Sim Racing. So, all pressure now on Alex and Typical, the two slowest of the session so far. Of course, Dabby Minor was a part of XPG. He has left the session. XPG have obviously now been kicked out of CSS. So, Typical and Alex, the only two left to really qualify themselves so far. But ATX, though, thinking now, might not be enough. You know, the likes of BRT, the Suzu in the other session as well. We know that 9 teams will qualify, 3 will go out. 1's already out. It's not 100%, but it's still not 100% for some of these drivers. Typical though, going very slowly as expected, but Alex actually well more up the road. Didn't actually see the overtook him there. Here we go, FRC Alex. One final attempt, one final shot for the Merc driver in that Mercedes car for future Formula Racing Claret. Oh, it's invalidated! Please tell me that's not this the next lap. Is it this the next lap? Oh my goodness me! Alex might have thrown it all away. He's taking this the next lap. Oh my goodness gracious me, Alex Hag, TTMB, what is going on? That is not the stuff we expect to see. Typical on the other hand though, he is he's going to carry on with his lap. We'll follow on now. Typical flying on down towards turn number 1 at the Tamburello chicane. A tough corner. We've seen Colour Signs and Daniel Ricciardo collide here in 2022. Typical on the other hand though, he's looking to hook up this quality lap and see if he can take another pole position as it was in WOR Tier 2 in USA. He loves a pole position now with his new rig. You've seen it on TikTok. He's got a new rig and he is cooking, as he says in his TikTok videos. Up slightly in that first sector. Just not enough to put my head off TF10 Tree just yet, but Tree is still on an outlap, so he'll be good, looking to set one more lap. 30 seconds left of lobby 1, folks. The next lobby should be getting set up very, very soon. TTM Stonk still at the top with a 13.292. FRT Typical going for one final attempt now for Future Racing Team. He's currently the slowest car of them all, really, with a 13.7. is half a tenth and a half up and a purple middle sector from FRT typical. That could just be enough for future racing team, especially if Dan Jones can pull any more out of his lap to confirm themselves as through in CSS Season 3. He comes through the final corner now, no invalidation as it was for Alex Hagg. He carries on the rest of his lap. FRT typical, can he jump to the top of the session as DRS open and the Williams car is 4th place for FRT typical and a 0.4 average it seems for future racing team. FRT Dan has invalidated his lap. What would it have been if it was across the line? It would have been no improvement, with that current lap for him. James is finished. Jordan Arnold has invalidated, so no more for Jordan Arnold. 2D is finished. So is Tree. Tree won't get a lap in, but Alex Hagg will. He's a tenth and a half down in the first sector. Oh no, what is happening to Alex Hagg and putting pressure on FRC to maybe not do it just yet? They're going to have something, I would suggest, in the 0.7s for... yeah, 0.7 average, somewhere around there, with Alex's 0.0. He's still not up, he's invalidated the rest of his lap. A lesson! Making it a TTM 1-2. Stonks is in the pits. Ladies and gentlemen, Top Tier Motorsport and FRT are qualified for CSS Season 3. Disappointment. Disappointment it has to be for Formula Racing Claret. I just cannot believe it. Alex Hagg, this and next lap was what sent him to be off, because he had to rush round. He had to try and get another lap in. There's your full classification of Lobby 1, folks. TTM Stonkton a lesson. Flying. Absolutely flying by the Dutchman. 0.2 and 0.3. Easily through with that. Dan Jones a typical. Also through with their 0.4 average. Furious with a 0.5. Alex with a 0.0, a 14.0 is not something to be proud of, to be honest with you. 2D and Tree with a 0.6 and a 0.5, they should be through with that, and a 0.6 average for Artifacts Sim Racing. So a couple of teams grinding their teeth slightly, still having to watch on Lobby 2, as we hope you all are still watching on Lobby 2, as we've got some of the big teams coming up now. First of all, with TTM, TF10 and FRC and FRT, but TTM and FRT are 100% through. Congratulations to the guys on those teams. Now we have ourselves Bunga Racing Team, Team Shizou, Alien Motorsport, G League, False Group Esports, and Freddy Fazbear Racing. You heard that right. The qualifiers of the Artemis Esports Championship Tier 1. They first of all shocked us all with that. Can they do another shock and actually qualify for CSS Season 3 Xbox F1? That would be something. Oh, FFR aren't competing. No! Oh, I'm gutted. I thought it was gonna be. Oh my goodness. Oh well. Yeah, TTMB just was not able to show up for FRC, it seemed. Yeah, that is it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate for those guys. But we should be getting Lobby 2. And they're going very, very shortly, folks. We are looking on time so far. I hope FRT Harvey has got that set up. I will just try and see if I can get myself in the lobby very, very quickly. FRT Harvey is our man tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into Lobby 1. It's been a fantastic one so far. By all the teams, TTM and FRT confirming themselves into CSS Season 3. Now, on to the next lobby, as we stated, it should be another good one with so many big teams. BRT, Shizou, some of the other teams involved in it as well got to be GL, AMS, FG, and unfortunately FFR will not be showing up. Yeah, I know. I will keep the stream up, Ace, don't you worry about that. The stream will be staying up. You'll have to hear me yapping for a little bit longer, unfortunately. I'd love to see what you all think, who you think will qualify for these next few lobbies. Currently, I will try and find out the averages for you very, very quickly. I'll just see if I can get anything for you. Oh, don't worry, folks. We're not going lights out because hardly anyone's in the lobby. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. Actually, I'll just leave the lobby. Save myself the embarrassment. Oh yeah, I'll try and see if I can get some averages. But all I do know, 100%, is TTM and FRT are 100% qualified for the season of CSS, as some of you may know, originally was ZRS. Now, now known as CSS. Well, not known, but CSS has took over from Zach's Racing Series, now known as Competitive Speed Series. Another very good investment, as we now have a good little prize pool coming up for this season of the Xbox scene. It should be one of the more interesting seasons. Last season heavily dominated by NVR and BRT, but don't be surprised if there's more shots from the likes of TTM, who I would say now has such a strong roster and one to really look forward to, in the likes of World AEC and also in CSS this season. I would love to see what everyone thinks. Who does anyone think TTM Stonks' lap of a 292 will be beaten? I would love to see. If anyone's got the averages, a DM would be lovely, because I do not have them, and my maths is terrible. So I'm not even gonna attempt them, because I'll get them massively wrong. I took massive guesses at the last one, but yeah, in this session I will give you a quick rundown of the teams once again and who is driving for them. So in the Aston Martin tonight, we have got Bunga Racing Team. Racing for Bunga Racing Team is BRT Finn and Finn Bob. Don't get them mixed up. They're both called Finn, but Finn Bob and are two different people, of course. Shizou are in the Alpha Tauri. Their lineup tonight is Shizou Venom and PSR Arch. Alien Motorsport is in the Williams. Their lineup tonight is AMS Gergo and Aaron Kahan. Not sure much, not heard much about them, those two drivers, but all I know is that they were looking to try and qualify for AMS tonight. Up next, the Mercedes is G League, a team that is not one to really be known on the Xbox side. They're not really really heard of, not really been entered into any tournament, sorry, should I say. But GL Coco and GL Theodore is racing for them. I'm going to not try to put any French twang on that, don't worry. False Group Esports are in the McLaren tonight. They will be SLR Sam and Simba Rocks 1. I actually look forward to seeing how FGE do. They're one of the teams that surprised us all CSS last season, and Freddy Fazbear Racing, unfortunately, will not be turning up. So, folks, please get your predictions in. Who will be joining TTM and FRT and MVR in Season 3 of CSS? Double Finn, double trouble, mate. That is true, the Funner. That is very much true. I do look forward to seeing how BRT do. I know they're quite the qualifiers, Finn Bob. I look forward to seeing how he does along with BRT Finn. But a strong lobby, to be honest with you. Arch and Venom coming back for Shizou. Venom, one of their trusty men. Arch likes to show up every so often. GL Theodore and GL Coco. I'm not going to lie, not really heard much of these two drivers. I know that Theodore was in the Total Impact Racing Academy at one point, so I hope he has adapted himself enough and hopefully can qualify G League for this season's CSS. AMS Gergo and Aaron Kahan, I am not too sure about any of those two drivers, to be honest with you. And SLR Sam, Simbarox 1, two drivers that can, if they pull it together, can really see if they can qualify FGE tonight. I know my mate Cobalda will be hoping to see how they do in tonight's lineup. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, not to keep you waiting, I've got the averages. Got ourselves some lovely averages. So, of course, top in the leaderboards is it is going to be TTM with their 13.329. Fantastic, fantastic average there, to be honest with you. 329 is something to be proud of. Well done, guys, over at Top Tier Motorsport. Second place, FRT, 13.433 and a 13.495 means they've got an average of a 13.464. Very strong time once again. TF10 got themselves a 13.601. ATX have a 13.637, and FRC, well, even though Fear's got a 13.5, a 13.790 for Formula Racing Claret. So, I'm not sure. I'm not too sure that FRC are 100% through as of now. I know that only that one team will be going out for now. XPG, of course, have been they've been confirmed as out. They will not be racing in this season's what am I going to say? This season's CSS, but I do know that FRC are not 100% through yet, and it could be a little bit dodgy for them. Oh, I really hope this is another interesting one. Furious is wasting his talent at FRC. I don't mean to sound I'm going to bleep that out, but it's just true. I'm not going to auto-mod that. That is not my place to say. I'll let everyone else, I'll let someone else deal with that, Ada Funner. Careful with the language. But, yeah, I'm really interested to see what goes on. G League, is Theodore, IRT Theo, or just another guy called Theo? I don't think it's IRS Theo. I think it's just, I think it's another guy, just another French guy called Theodore. I think it's quite a common name in France, unfortunately. I'm not sure I've never been to France, so I don't know. I'd love to see predictions though. Who do you think will top this session? At what time? Will we see someone beat TTM Stonks' lap of a 292? Is it going to be Venom, Arch? Will GL pull something out? Will Simbarox 1 pull something out? Can Finn Bob do, as we know, FRA Finn Bob? Since then, he's not really been taken off as much as everyone thought he would, but I'd love to see him qualify tonight for BRT. Can't wait for our BRT blocking the whole lap after this, killing the joke. Inside joke, I don't get it. Don't get it, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, you can find all the CSS links on the link tree. I'm not sure what links you actually need to find, but I'm sure Ace can let you all know of more info if you need any more info. It's not inside you fat. I wouldn't finish that. That's not very nice on me. They keep posting laps on Twitter, blocking it all out. Oh right, okay, you're talking about the black screen thing. Oh okay. Yeah, hopefully not. That wouldn't be very funny. It's not very fun. I never found it funny, to be honest with you. But uh, I'll let people do what they want to do. I think we should be going though. I think that's all 10 in. So once Mr. Ace decides on if he wants to get it going or not, then we will be starting very soon for the final lobby of CSS qualifiers. Then we can confirm to you who is qualified for this season. I can almost guarantee you the TTM and FRT are 100% involved in this season's CSS. But yes, finally, we are getting going, ladies and gentlemen. XPG are out. There's one more team to go out. FRC have done all they can and put themselves in a dangerous position, is all I have to say. It's not safe for them. It's just really, really dodgy. Really, really dodgy situation. 13-5 by Furious was really good. 14-0 by TTMB. Not great. Not great at all. But anyway, we will, Ross, there will probably be pens. I don't know. Maybe there will be pens. I don't know. I'm gonna just let the stewards do what they do, and I'm just gonna keep rambling over whatever I'm watching. But we are here one final time, another 18-minute qualifying session for you all. Let's see then who's gonna be first to jump out the pits. I've got Finn Bob on my bingo card to jump out the pits first. We'll just see. We keep scrolling down. He sees a Venom. I am interested though. Will PSR Arch show up as he normally does for all of his teams? FRA, PSR, make it Shazoo now. It only really ever been in the big teams. To see him do good once again for Team Shazoo. SLR Sam and Simbarox 1 for FGE. GL Theodore and GL Coco for G League. Aronka Hun and AMS Gargo in the Williams for AMS. And also BRT Finn and Finn Bob in for Bunga Racing Team. There is movement in the garage, a lot of movement actually. Everyone coming out at the pretty much exact same time. It looks like PSR Arch will be PSR Arch will be leading everyone out of the way. Sorry about that. It was a bit of a don't know actually what happened there. Anyway, PSR Arch will be getting us underway for the first qualifying laps of the session. A busy old pit lane. You see Arch, Finn Bob, looks to be AMS, Aronka Hun, and GL Theodore, and Venom, and everyone just out the pitch. Here we go. Ross, how was your birthday? My birthday was fantastic. Now officially legal age, and I hope to make many more birthdays. I'm not sure how many I will make. I hope it's a lot though. That's all I'm going to say. That sounds really sad actually. Yeah, that sounds really sad. No, let's not take that in a bad way. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's move on. PSR Arch out first, leading the train through sector 1. Everyone out at the exact same time, so there's gonna be a little bit of waiting around in the in sector 3. I would presume for some of these drivers, a very busy middle sector as of now. Arch has obviously got a free track ahead. He's Doesn't need to worry about much, along with, I would probably say, Finn Bob as well. But Arch is through. I come in early now. FG, Adrian. I hope FG do qualify as well. How does he lose his cat in the Mayo? I don't have a cat, Jacob, don't worry. W's in their shot. Yes, PSR stonks. That was a fantastic lap. A 292 is exactly what you want. And now we will see it. PSR Arch. Can he beat your stonk? Can he beat your stonks? Can he beat your lap stonks? Is what I want to know. A 292 is an absolute flyer. Can PSR Arch beat that? Is what I want to know. Arch, though, set himself up for his first lap of today in the Alpha Tauri. We'll see him come through this final part now. He also swings it all the way out to the left and then tries to pick up as much speed as possible. And across the line now comes PSR Arch, starting off his banker lap for today's qualifying session. Through he comes in towards turn number 1 at Tamburello. Gonna try and hook it up nicely through turn 2, 3 and 4. Hooks it nicely through turn 4 with the left hand there. Doesn't click that curb on the inside. And will carry on down towards turn number 5 and 6 at the Villeneuve chicane. 5 and 6 hooked up nicely. A bit wide in the apex there in turn number 6. But we'll keep it going through turn number 7 at Tosa. Long left hander. Keeping it so close to the apex. Riding out the curb. And whack up the hill he goes towards turn number 8 and number 9 at Piratella. And again, another hard corner, very easy place to invalidate, dropping at 5th, short shifting to 6th, nice and early for that little bit of more traction. Variante Alta being attacked next by PSR Arch, also Shizou Arch, 13th being attacked, 14 and 15 now at the Variante Alta chicane, taking curb again, riding out that curb on exit. And I tell you what, a pretty decent lap so far by Mr. Shizou Arch. Got only 3 more corners to go. First turn number 16 now, turn 17 and turn 18 at the left hand. Oh, mistake there through turn 17, wide at 18. Not being a good banker end at all for PSR Arch, but he's going to cross the line now for Shizou. It's a 14-0, it's an Alex Hag indeed by Mr. Shizou Arch. Finbob also into the 14-0s. Who's next across the line? Looks to be Aronka Hun for AMS, he's into the 14.2s. Next will be GL Theodore, 14.9. Shizou Venom though, breaking the 13.6s. Looks to be Simbarox one's going to be finishing off last, he's also invalidated. AMS Gergo with a 13.9, Finn with a 0.8. You also got Sam with a 0.1, GL Coco just going to cross the line next as well for G League. He's through with a 14.4. I tell you what, folks, slow. I've got to say, a lot slower. Yeah, a lot slower than the first lobby. A 13.6, the fastest time here. Finn with a 0.8, Gergo at a 0.9. After that, all 14s. Also, we did see Arch make that mistake, so he'll find that time on his next lap attempt. But yeah, not great at all. Shizou Venom leading the way though with a 13.6, nice and early. .691 is your time to beat so far for Team Shizou. I believe now that is him ahead of FRC and qualified for this season of CSS, and I also believe I think certainly no one else has really qualified just yet. GL though, not strong so far for them. GL Coco 14.4, Theodore 14.9, really not great times at all for them, and FGE having a struggle with Sam with a 0.1 and Simbarox 1 invalidating his first lap as well. Yeah, GL Xbox not cooking so far. I agree, Zach, not great from Theodore. 14.9 is worse than Alex Hag, for goodness sake. We thought that was slow. Oh, Cavaldo's now been held for sex words because he said I fucked it. Oh, that is that is something I did not expect to see, but anyway, Cabaldo, let's less of the sex words, please. Thank you very much. A 0.0 when I did it is a 0.8 now because of inflation, and PC makes me a 0.7 on God. On God, Liam Blumixon, I agree with that. PC inflation is like at least 4 tens, 5 tens at least. Anymore, it's just, yeah, you're taking the absolute mick out of us. Who is that out nice and early? It looks to be Mr. BRT Finn. No, it's Finn Bob out nice and early once again. FRT dance style. On the Holy Trinity, it's so true. It is just true. New Zealandians are clear anyways. I think you mean New Zealanders, Cabaldo. I think that makes, yeah, I don't think New Zealandians is a thing. Oh, yeah, never mind. It doesn't matter. Finn Bob out nice and early, going through 5 and 6 now, getting himself up for what will be his next lap, a 14.0 currently for the BRT driver. Hopefully he can hook this one up a little bit better than the last one. We did see Alex Haig do a 0.0. That was the slowest time of Lobby 1. Currently the slowest time is 9:10 slower than that one. So G League looking to be out so far. AMS looking pretty strong with a Ronkahan and AMS Gergo with a 13.9 and a 14.2. But track ramping up once again. Just Shizou Venom, who is not out for another lap, might have accidentally not picked softer tyre allocation, which might be the only reason I think he won't be going out yet, the NPC, but he'll survive. 13.6 so far, the fastest time of the session. Finn Bob looking to beat that, so will his teammate PSR Arch. We did see Arch have that massive mistake through that final last record. How can I join this league? Ace, I'll let Ace take that one for you, friend. I don't know how you join this league, to be honest with you. Finn Bob, though, he's going to take this wide line and swing it in for his next flying lap attempt down towards turn number 1 at the Tamburello chicane. Join the team first. Great idea, Clausen. I'd recommend to the man to join the team as well. I've heard AMS are looking. I've heard Shizou's also looking as well if I was to try get in there. But wherever's open, I would say just join them if you want to join the league. But Finn Bob carries on the rest of his lap through the Villeneuve at 5 and 6. Sector 1 about to come to an end, and he is a 10th.5 up by Mr. Finn Bob 4589. What we remember from FRA, Finn Bob looking to show up now in CSS qualifiers. A 10th.5 up is exactly what you want through that first sector. If he can hook it up now, should be somewhere ahead of Venom, who is currently sat in P1 with a 13.6. That was just through there. Paratella now towards Akram and Rally, keeping it in 4th gear, not taking any chances in 3rd. Hooking it nicely, getting a good amount of traction on exit, and up the hill he went towards the Variante Alta chicane. A tough chicane to take. If you don't take enough curb, you don't get a good enough exit. If you take too much curb, you hinder yourself an exit as well. So just about getting that perfect amount between curb and track, and you'll see yourself through that chicane nicely. Through he comes in, Ravatsa 1 and Ravatsa 2 to finish off what's been a pretty good lap by Finn Bob. I've got to say, the Aston Martin always have last minute invalidation from Finn Bob. He's threw away the lap. What could have been a pretty good lap as well is thrown away. And PSR Arch also dives into the pit lane. What has went wrong for some of these drivers? A Ronkahan next for AMS. He's got DRS now across the line because a Ronkahan. It's a 14.1 for him. Next is the McLaren of, I believe, Simbarox 1. He's finishing off his lap. His teammate SLR Sam with a 13.6 by SLR Sam. Great lap there from the FGE driver. Shizou Venom getting himself started. Simbarox 1 across the line. 13.9. And they are ahead now, I believe, of actually, no, that's a lie, my fault. They will not be ahead of FRC just yet. They will still be near the bottom, but should be in a pretty decent place ahead of some of these drivers. We'll see now. BRT Finn, he's jumped up into 3rd place as well. AMS Gergo also jumped up. GL Coco now done a 14.0, but GL Theodore, validation for him, and a 14.9 just isn't good enough as of now. Shizou Venom is still carrying on with his lap. I completely forgot that Venom was actually on a lap. That is completely my fault. We'll see him here go through this right-hander now, flying up the hill, keeping it in 4th gear. Good amount of traction on exit, and towards the Variante Alta chicane he comes once again. Turns 14 and 15, 4th gear, 3rd gear late drop, getting a good amount of traction on exit once again. I keep saying that, but you just can't get it over it with this track. So many good traction zones. If you don't get the traction down early enough, you hinder yourself on exit, and well, you'll cost yourself really crucial time, especially now in a qualifier where Shizou Venom can almost guarantee Shizou's qualification here. If he puts a lap together, Venom across the line, a 0.637 at his improvement is half a 10th up, and that is just enough to keep him into a P1 for now. Good starts, good middle laps as well. Second attempts looking alright for Shizou Venom. Another driver's back out on track though. PSR Arch, he's struggling now. Second lap attempt almost invalidated or made another mistake. can't be having any more mistakes, Arch, because otherwise you could be throwing yourselves into a bad place. And I'm sure you will qualify, but I know you want to get a certain car for the tournament. I already know that MVR will be picking the Alpha Tauri most likely, as they do in every other tournament. But PSR Arch, though, he's going to go for it once more. 14.0, we know where the time is. He knows he's got all that time in the third sector. Third sector times, it should be somewhere, I think it's somewhere around the 24, 6s, 24, 5s, I'm not too sure, could be faster than that. We'll keep it going anyway. PSR Arch into turn number 1 then. Took it a little bit safer than some drivers, not as much on the limits, but it was still a good turn number 2, 3 and 4. And it goes towards turn number 5 and 6, now the left-hander 5, now through 6, carries on with the rest of this lap. My throat is starting to get really dry. I'm waiting to go get a drink in a minute, but we'll carry on with the rest of this session. 5 minutes left in the session. PSR Arch looking pretty good through the first sector. He is currently just a little bit down in that first sector, but it should be enough to gain some time in the middle, and we know he can gain all that time back in the last. We'll see it here. PSR Arch, he's up a little bit in that middle sector. He can gain at least 2 or 3 tenths in the final here with a good last sector. He's got 3 more corners to go. Turn number 16, Srivatsa number 1 at 17, and Srivatsa number 2 at 18. Through 16 he went, and then down the hill, third gear late. He had a snap there, he lost all his time. He took it well this time. It's PSR Arch for Team Shizou. You can have DRS now. It's Arch across the line. It's a 0.7 and the confirmation of Team Shizou through into CSS Season 3. Congratulations, Shizou. I know you want to get a better car pick, so I should be expecting Venom and Arch to be improvement on their laps as well. BRT Finn, the next driver to cross the line now for Bunga Racing. Team Finnball currently in the 14.0. BRT Finn in a 13.897. He's going to have DRS now across the line. It's BRT Finn across the line. 13.720. So pretty good stuff from Finn. Finn Bob on the other hand though, not having a good time at all. It's another G League driver on a lap. I think it's JL Theodore across the line. There's 4.5 tenths up. Theodore across the line. Only a 14.4 by the Frenchman. Not enough to jump him out of last, and definitely not enough to jump G League out of bottom, last place, sorry, in qualify. Sorry, second last place, because XPG are last, aren't they? Second last place for G League, who won't be qualifying at this moment. They're newly newly formed Xbox roster, sorry, not looking to perform at the first try, but half a tenth up in the first sector though is SLR Sam. He'll jump well ahead of Shizou Venom if he can hold this lap together, and that would also pretty much confirm FGE as in the tournament as well. He just needs Simbarox 1 to put together somewhere in the 0.7s, and that will confirm them through as of now. AMS Gergo improves to a 13.8. Aronka Hun into the pit lane he goes. We've seen Arch obviously improve to that 13.7. SLR Sam is a tenth up in that middle sector. It's an optimal middle sector now for SLR Sam for False Group Esports. Can he now confirm himself through for Season 3 of CSS? He's going to have 3 more corners to go, all left-handers. You got turn 16, turn 17 just attacked there, and turn number 18 at Ravatsa. He carries it on. He's got DRS. Can SLR Sam hold it together and confirm FGE through? Through it goes to the 5.33 from FGE Sam, and I believe that's enough for False Group Esports to be through to the next part for the season, sorry, of CSS. Fantastic there by SLR Sam, and Simbarox 1 makes it a 0.6 as well. FGE, the dark horse, you've got to say, of this qualifier, has proven to be one of the top 3 qualifiers as of now. Yeah, they currently sit in, I believe it is 3rd place right now in terms of qualifying. I'll just double check that for you all. Yeah, TF10 have got themselves a 0.6 average of a 601. So, yeah, I believe that puts SLR ahead. Sorry, it puts FGE ahead, sorry, of TF10. So, hopefully, they can improve a little bit more. Maybe if they can jump, they can maybe jump. Who is it? Not TTM. It is, I can't even remember anymore. Who is it? It is FRT, sorry. You can jump FRT of 2nd place, but no one else currently on a lap. Shizou Venom, actually, sorry, will be on a lap currently. He's coming through the end of sector 1 as he just carries on through. He has a little bit of curb on entry, doesn't invalidate, and he is half a tenth up in that first sector by the by the English driver for Team Shizou. PSR Arch currently sat in 6th place with 13.7, but Venom can confirm Shizou through 100%. Oh, he's been hit! Oh, my goodness me! He's been blocked by a Ronka Hun. Oh my goodness me, what is a Ronka Hun doing? He's completely on the racing line by Shizou Venom. That is definitely not his fault. That should be a penalty for AMS. They just cannot be there. What are they doing? Clearly no awareness, and yeah, unfortunately, that should be a penalty for AMS. Maybe something added on time, or I don't know how they do it. I'll need to see what they're going to say after that. But yeah, AMS definite block there on Shizou Venom. I'm sure he won't be happy on that case. Who's starting up then there? Final laps now. PSR Arch going for one more lap then. 45 seconds left. Venom won't get another lap in. So it's only going to be a 0.6 for Shizou Venom on the final lobby of qualifying, just to confirm themselves that little bit more. But FGE are 100% through into CSS Season 3. Can PSR confirm themselves? Can I tell you what, GL Coco has done a 13.7. If GL Theodore can just improve by at least 5 or 6 tenths, it's going to be a guaranteed qualification for G League. An unexpected qualifier. Not really seen much of them in on Xbox at all. It's their first, I think, tournament they're trying to qualify for. Now they're going to try to do it here in CSS. Their first time of asking, can they qualify and confront themselves? But yeah, FG 100% through. You can see Adrian very happy in the chat, as I would be as well. PSR Arch though, he is half a tenth up in that first sector for Team Shizou. Simbarock, Sam and Coco are finished on their laps. It's all on GL Theodore now to confirm G League through to the next part of the season for G League. He's 2 tenths up in the middle sector as PSR Arch. He's going for the top of the session. SLR Sam's held it for practically the last 5 minutes, but Arch is having absolutely none of it. We know what he can do in the AlphaTauri car for Team Shizou. He can get good results. He can pick up wins. He almost was a little bit wide there at the final corner. It's PSR Arch for Team Shizou. DRS opens up now. Can it be a 0.4? Arch across the line. It's just a 0.5, and it's definitely top of the session and qualification for Team Shizou into Season 3 of CSS. But BRT Finn might answer back himself though, because he's at a tenth and a half up in the middle sector from the Aston Martin car. It's Finbob! Finbob answers first, sorry. It's a 13.464 by Finbob. Can BRT Finn make it a 1-2 for BRT? He crossed the line. It's an improvement, but only to a 0.6 for BRT Finn. Unfortunately, it is all over for G League. Theodore has cost them qualification. It's a 14-4, nowhere near enough by the Frenchman. Yeah, and G League can confirm themselves out of the door. So your confirmed teams then of CSS Season 3 will be BRT, Team Shizou, AMS, FGE, TTM, FRT, TF10, ATX, and I believe FRC have managed to scrape it through along, and also of course MVR have auto qualified. So your 10 teams, yeah, that is a fantastic qualifying session by them at the end. G League, yeah, I'm not sure what's happened there, but 14-4 by Theodore. It could only be disappointment for the French outfit. Yeah, FRC have scraped through by the skin of their teeth, but then again, AMS could be seeing a penalty because Aronka Hun did block Shizou Venom. I believe it should be on to Shizou to report that and kick AMS possibly out of the season, and could give G League the pass into CSS Season 3 of the first ever time on Xbox. Yeah, there's your official results though of the last qualifying session. Finbob at the death of it with a 13.464. Archer with a 0.5. Sam with a 0.5. Venom also with a 0.6. Simba Rocks 0.6. BRT Finn with a 0.6. And then Coco 0.7. Gergo 0.8. A 0.1 by Aronka Hun with a possible penalty on the way. And GL Theodore a 14-4. Yeah, it's not great. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this stream. I'll just double check in case I need to wait. In case there is an AMS penalty on the way, I'll just double check with Mr. Ace. We'll just see it there. I will just see. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, this will be taken to the Discord server. The Xbox drivers will be let known of what is going to happen, but yeah, unfortunately, we'll not be known on stream what is going to happen, but all the updates will be in the CSS Discord, which can be found in the link tree, which has been put around the chat and also in the bio of the Twitch as well. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this stream of this Monday night. Get used to seeing it, because next Monday we'll be getting going racing with our confirmed 10 teams once we know what is going on with this AMS penalty and a couple of other things, along with I believe it's to do with reruns and clipping lats, whatever. But thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope it was enjoyable. I've really enjoyed myself. I've been Ross Greenhorn. Thank you for tuning in to the Competitive Speed Series. See you all next Monday.